Hi, this is a tutorial on how to do reductions and enlargements, since both of those require you to use percents. So this is kind of like putting a picture on a copier and telling it to make it bigger or smaller. Now, there's two different ways to do an enlargement, and that's based on how they're worded. So you could have an 8 by 10 increased to 250%. 2 is the key word here. Or you could have it increased by 250%. You're going to see in a minute, they're actually very different from each other. Alright, so to start off, I'm going to draw a picture. So I'm going to draw the 8 by 10 and the enlarged one, even though I don't know what the numbers are for it yet. Now, because I'm increasing to 250%, that means I need 100%, which is 8, another 100%, which is another 8, and then 50%, which is half of 8, which is 4. So that means that 250% of 8 is going to be 8 plus 4, which is 20. So the 8 becomes 20. Now, I'm not done because I haven't done anything with the 10. 10 is a similar situation. I need to do 100%, which is 10, 100% again, which is another 10, and 50%, which is half of 10, so that's 5. So that's 25. So the final answer is 20 by 25. Now, the difference when you talk about increasing by a certain percent is that you're going to use the original amount too. So I'm going to start with the 8, and then I'm going to add on the 250%, which is the 20, for a total of 28. So I have my original 100% plus my extra 250%. So when I got my 28, technically that was 350%. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the 10. I'm going to do the 10, which is my 100%, plus the 25, which is my extra 250%, to get 35. So my final answer is 28 by 35. Now again, the key difference is, am I increasing to 250% or am I increasing by 250%? To means you're going straight to that amount and you stop there. By means you find that amount and you're either adding it on or taking it away. In this case, we were adding it on. Now, the other type of problem you could be doing is a reduction. A reduction is to make something smaller, to decrease it. So in this case, I have my 8 by 10 again. But this time I'm going to make it smaller. Now I'm decreasing it to 75%. So that means I'm going to just find out what 75% is and I'm done. Now, I could solve this using any different method. In this case, I'm going to stick with fraction bars since those tend to be my favorites. So for my 8, I'm going to draw a fraction bar. Because it's 75%, which is 3/4, I'm going to break it up into fourths. Now 8 broken up into 4 parts is 2, 2, 2, and 2. Now I only want 75%, so that means I only want 3 of them. So that means that my 75% is 6. So the 8 becomes 6. Now I need to do the same thing with the 10. Same thing again, sticking with the same percent, still 75%. In order for the picture to look right, you have to do the same percent for both. So I'm going to break that up into 4 parts. 10 divided into 4 parts is 2.5 in each one. And again, I want 3 of them. That's 3/4, which is 75%. Those 3 parts, 75% is 7.5. So if I take an 8 by 10 and decrease it to 75% of what it was originally, Now my answer is 6 by 7.5. That's my final answer. Now again, the key thing is whatever you do to one, you have to do to the other. So if you change one of them to 75%, you have to change the other 75%. Okay, so this is the other type of problem you're going to see with the reductions and enlargements. Sometimes they're going to give you both pictures, and you have to figure out how much it was changed by or to. In this case, it says, what was the second picture enlarged to? So what percent was it changed to get from the 5 by 7 to the 7 by 9.8? Now, I'm going to stick with the numbers the nicest. So I'm going to go with the 5 here and the 7 here. The 7 and the 9.8 would work, but it would be a little harder. The numbers aren't as pretty. So in this case, I'm going to look at what the 5 is and compare it to the 7. So I'm going to draw a fraction bar with 5 parts. So because this is my original, this is my 100%. So each piece is 20%. So each of the other pieces that I add on, the extras, because I'm trying to get to 7, each one of them ends up being 20%. So the amount I actually enlarged it to was 140% of the original. And again, the key thing you have to remember is, does it say to or by? In this case, because it was enlarged to, then it's where did I end up? I ended up at 140%. If it had said enlarged by, then I would have said 40% because that's the amount I actually added on. So it's a very big difference. Pay attention to if it's to or by anytime you do a problem like this, reductions and enlargements. And again, whatever you do to one dimension, you have to do the same thing to the other. Good luck!